Welcome back to Taxes for Truckers. I'm Jim, and I'm here to talk with you today about a topic that we could infuse into just about any area of our lives. But when it comes to money, taxes, you need to have trust. And how do you know who to trust? It's a fair conversation point if you're a consumer, and we feel it's a fair conversation we should be having with our clients. How do you know who to trust? So, getting into that, number one is if you're not able to communicate and connect with a human being in the company you're working with, that's going to be a problem. When it comes to money and when it comes to your taxes, especially the individual characteristics of someone's scenario, if they have back filings, look, bad stuff happens to good people. You're going to need to be able to connect with a human being in order to get through that process of working through what you've had go on, ascertaining the facts and data as they actually are, not just what the IRS says they are, and then taking that information and working with you to get to the other side of that. That takes a human. So that's number one. Number two is one of the points of that human part is you have questions. If you're someone who has a more than a basic tax scenario, you probably got a question or two. I have questions every year. We always have changes in the industry. There are things that shift, and our lives change and shift year to year. And so you're going to have questions, and you should have someone in your life who answers those for you accurately and knowledgeably. We had a client this week who has worked with multiple different ineffective tax resolution companies, and finally came to us. We answered her questions in a half an hour that she tried to get answered by 4 different companies over the last year. And so she's canceling those contracts and working with us. But she's coming to us because we're knowledgeable. We gave her actual answers to the questions. And to my last point, we explained the process to her. Our process is very detailed. We're very systematic. We're process-oriented people. And so we're happy to share that with a client and say, hey, there's more than one way to skin this cat, which is true. You hear out there's only one way out. That's usually not the case in any scenario. If someone's trying to scare you down one particular rabbit hole, they're probably the fox. And so I think that you should maybe reevaluate in those scenarios too. So when you're in those places where you've had a challenge or two and you may not have filed some years, or you have some back taxes you owe, or you just have taxes you need to file and want an accountant who's going to work with you and tell you how to do better next year instead of just doing the transaction, give us a call. My number is 888-TAX-4TRK, and that's 888-TAX-4TRK, or you can email me at jim@taxes4truckers, and hey, let us help you solve your problem and get to the other side of it. Have a great day. Be safe out there, truckers.